To get started, we'll take a quick look at the country table again. Here you see a select statement that selects 3 columns in the country table. The columns are name for the country name, continent, and independence year. At this point, we don't have a where clause or an order by clause, so we are doing a full table select. As you can see, there are several rows that have null values in the independence year column. Keep in mind that a null value means that no value has been assigned to the column. Just from looking at this slide, it is reasonable to assume that the independence year column is a numeric data type, but there is no value assigned to the column for some of the rows. Null in a numeric column does not mean that the value is 0. Null in a character column does not mean that the value is blank or empty string. Null means that there is no value assigned to the column. Now, the word null is not actually stored in the table. When a null-capable column is defined for a table, the database management system allocates a bit field that is associated with the column. The purpose of the bit field is to keep track of the values of the column in terms of its nullness. The bit field itself is not accessible to us, so it shows some sort of indication when the column value is null. So here's what we want to do with this null-capable independence year column. We want to select countries where the independence year is equal to null, and we want to select countries where the independence year is not equal to null. So let's add a where clause and return the rows where the independence year is null. You can see that this didn't work. When we use the where clause where independence year equals null, we don't get anything back in the results set. It also doesn't work for the not equals where clause. What's going on here? What use are null values if you can't select them? Part of the problem of selecting for a null value is the terminology used. We would usually say something like, select a row where the independence year equals null. The problem is in the word equals. It turns out that null is not equal to anything. Strangely enough, null is not even equal to null, so you can't use the equals operator to compare 2 null values. Instead of using the equals or not equals operators, SQL uses the is null and is not null keywords as shown here. Once you see what's going on and how you use these keywords to select null values, it's not difficult to work with nulls. Just remember, when you're working with a null-capable column and you need to select based on its value, you need to change your terminology. Rather than say, select a row where independence year equals null, say, select a row where independence year is null. A null-capable column will be in one of 2 states. It either is null, in which case there is no value in the column, or it is not null, in which case there is a value. Keep in mind the value is one thing and the null state of the column is another. When you're comparing for a value in a column, that is where you use the comparison operators. When you're checking for states of the null, you use the is null or is not null keywords.